Alright, I recorded this whole video and then it deleted, so let me try this again. Hello everybody. After watching the 60 minutes episode on Kinkade, I would say the biggest thing that struck out to me in the video is just the mass reproduction that Kinkade does of his already done works. I just thought it was very interesting that he could create just a good handful of art and then, have it gain a little bit of popularity, and then to keep up, he's just kind of reproducing the same paintings, and then either himself or someone else is adding final finishing touches and highlights, and then those are selling as if they were real authentic pieces. And I just find that interesting because I feel like they're still authentic Kinkades, but it can kind of draw into question the authenticity of the specific piece, because in reality, yeah, he painted it, but then it was just kind of copied. They take a picture of it and just add those final touches. So I guess it just makes me question the real authenticity of the painting. If you were to own that painting, you could technically consider it a real Kinkade, but could you? Because it's just kind of copied over. And that's kind of the idea I guess I most take issue with, is if you're just mass reproducing like that. And also there was a scene of him rapidly signing the back of each one to kind of boost the authenticity. But does it really? It kind of just feels like quick, get it over with, let's reproduce this as fast as possible, and slapping a signature on it will make it authentic. I kind of question that. Let's see. If we take the main points of this video seriously, the implications are that I think as an artist, the implications are that it's okay to just reproduce things as long as it's still a commodity to the audience and the viewers, and as long as they're paying for it. So there was a scene where Kinkade was talking about how he had sofas and end tables with his work, any kind of merch you could possibly imagine. And I guess it is still a commodity as long as the customers are still buying, even though it might seem a little bit frivolous or less authentic than an original piece that he fully painted from start to finish. I would say the part of the video that I feel is most confusing is just the fact that art critics basically ignore him, because I still think his art is really beautiful and professional and really well done, but the way that the art critics see it is just like a roll of the dice. There's going to be a cottage here, woods here, water here, lighthouse here. It's kind of always the same, if you will, but it's just scrambled up and put into a different order, put into a different layout, but it's that all kind of the same archetype. So I think that people kind of get sick of that, there's no real originality, so the art critics might not see a point, because it's just kind of basic, if you will. But Kinkade's work reminds me a lot of Bob Ross, who is extremely famous for the same thing, and I just think it's very interesting and amazing that Kinkade was able to take off so much. If you look at the scene with the couple that collects his art, they have over $150,000 worth of his paintings in their home, so it's definitely still a commodity to the people. And so I can see why Kinkade would want to reproduce so much, so that, you can get it out faster, make more money. So as long as the money is still coming in, I guess that it's worth it for him to make reproductions of his work and just add those touches and sign it as if it was his. But I think that people can get tricked a little bit, because they might think it was completely his start to finish, but it's actually just a photocopy, if you will, of the same painting. So I found that very interesting, how it's kind of like a mass production, and it just turns into like there's a whole factory reproducing his art. And I was always curious how they did that with paintings that they sell the same ones of, but it looks real. You can see the paint on it. So I think that was very interesting and eye-opening to learn that. So thank you.